in last lecture, we have created our own generic class called logger, which is accepting type T, which we can replace where we are creating instance of this class. Okay, so when we are creating instance, we can provide here any type we want, and the logger will be working with this specific type. Okay, in every place where the T is specified. In this lecture, we'll continue, and I will show you how you can use extends keyword when you are creating generic types. Okay, so let's start here in our playground. First, I will simplify interface of a person. I will specify only name for a person. Okay, and I will remove these loggers. We'll leave here only logger for a person. So let's remove logger 1 and logger 2. Let's leave here logger 3, which we can now rename for logger simply. Okay. And here you can see a small naming issue. I'm specifying here a number, which can be a little bit confusing because I'm working in the end with a person. So I can just call it person. Okay, now it's more clear what's happening here. Okay, so let's go up here. And under the interface, let's write here a new class. Let's write here class. And let's call it, let's say, student. New student class. And let's say student will be implementing person. I'm pretty sure you know what does it mean when we are implementing in the interface. It means that we need to provide all of the properties of the interface we are implementing. So now I just need to specify here a name. When you will hover over, you will see class student incorrectly implements interface person. Property name is missing. So I just simply provide here name. That's it. I'm getting here still error because I need to provide here a value to this name to the constructor or default value like this. Okay. Now everything good. We are implementing this interface, and what I would like to do now is change here this logger. I will still keep here type T, but I will say here this will accept type T, which is extends person. Now that's very interesting. Now you can see here when I will change here this logger. I will call here we want to create here logger of type student. Okay. You can see now, when I will hover over the log, you will see we are working with a student array. But everything is working. Why is everything working? Because I'm specifying here that the type T I will provide here through these pointy brackets has to extend the person, which means it has to have all the properties of the type person. And since the student is implementing person, it's forced to have all the properties of the person. So I am basically forcing this way that I have to provide here every class. It can be any class, but it has to implement person, so it has to have the properties of the person. So for example, if I will create here a new class or interface, I will call this in this case car. All right. And I will provide here now car into new logger. You'll see I'll get here immediately error because the car doesn't satisfy the constraint person. We have to provide here all of the properties that the interface person is providing. So if I will provide to interface, let's say name, now everything will work. Okay. But again, if some specifications will change later, and I will provide here, yeah, my interface person now accepting also age of type number. It's accepting also, let's say city. All right, of type string. Now I will get here immediately error because the car doesn't satisfy these constraints. Car provide only the name, but I'm specifying here that every type which will be passed into logger has to extend person, and since it is extending person, it has to provide name, age, and the city. So on my class student, which I implement person, I can see here immediately issue because I need to now provide here age. And I need to provide here city. All right. Okay, so when I will get here student, I will pass it here, or all good, all perfect. And yeah, now we can work with a person here. Actually, now we are getting here error because we have specified here name, age, city, but now our persons doesn't have these properties. We have only name and age, so I need to provide here also city. Okay, city and city here to the second one. Now everything is working. All right, so now I will decide I will create here a new type. Okay, let's say I will have here a class. It doesn't have to be class. It can be also, let's keep it as a class. Let's keep it here class, and let's say it will be, let's say, as we had it before, business person, and it has to implement person. So I will define here, okay, you have implementing person, so you have to have all of this because it is required by the person, but we'll define here also new one, salary, which will be default 1000, and I will specify here, yeah, I'm creating logger for a business person. Everything is working just fine. I can create a logger, but I am getting here issue because my log function is working now with the business persons, and the business persons should have also what? Salary. So I would have to specify here also salary. You can see here properly salary is missing in a type. So this is the way how you can provide the restrictions to your generic type. So I want to provide a generic logger, but the logger has to specify that any type I will provide here as this T has to extend person. This means it has to have all of these properties. So if I will decide to create a logger now for the strings and so on, this will simply not work. I will get here always error because they don't have these properties defined on the person. All right, guys, so let it process a little bit. Any questions, ask them. Don't worry about this issue. You just need to fill it up salary here. We'll continue next lecture with more generic stuff. So see you there. Cheers.